Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode. Here we are with the FZ1 still on the bench. Next tasks on this is going to be the clutch cable and a set of chain and sprockets. Change the clutch cable. Let's try and give you a visual of the route. So obviously start up at the lever, it flies down up underneath and give it a little wiggle and it disappears into the abyss where it comes out. Just here, works its way underneath this little lot and somehow got to get to underneath here and actually change it. We will get the airbox off and see how much further, if further, we need to go, because just looking at it, it is trying to do this. Ooh, where are we? There we go. I think it's that cable just there. So yeah. Get the airbox off, multiple screws. Oh, one's already missing. That's handy. Yeah, get the airbox off and go from there. Wow, what can I say, guys? I don't know how much you picked up on the video then, but the clutch cable on an FZ1, what a... It's just so tightly packed. I've had to loosen, not quite take off, but loosen all the throttle bodies. Had to drop, again, not take off, but just drop the radiator. There's hidden clips that you can get to, but it's just sort of, when you see it, you're like, oh, well, that was well hidden. And even just getting it round all this jargon and bolted on was, yeah, a bit of a git to say the least. Top tip though, to loosen it off down at the arm here, obviously take the cable off, push the cable back, like the internals back through it, and grab yourself a 13mm deep socket and just launch it down the hole, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier. Well, it makes it doable, to be honest. So yeah, quite an involved job. Yeah, just as yeah, not far off. Sort of like, well, it's the route you'd be heading to drop an engine. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you a little update there. I'm going to stick the time lapse back on and put her all back together. Not as bad as I thought, to be honest, going back together. It was probably more good getting it apart, surprisingly. So yeah, I'm going to get the tank back on and then get cracking on the chain and sprockets. There we go, guys, tank's back on. Got the fanny panels back in, rather annoying, but hey, jobs are good. Got her jacked up, ready to do the chain and sprockets. I don't know why I go German whenever I say chain and sprockets, but I think it sounds better. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to get the gear selector off, make way to get the front cover off. O-ring and X-ring chains. You get a little O-ring. It goes on the I've got it one I prepared earlier. So you obviously got to make sure you put them on the back side of the main part, as it were, before you put it through. I'm just going to make sure, because I am a bit anal, that it's the right way round. There we go. This main housing, bear with me because it's been a little while since I've used this. This main housing is going to sit, and you can see it's got a couple of divots. That's for the rivets to sit in. And then this plate is going to sit over the top of that, and then this is going to sit over the top of that. Oh, and you've got two positions on this machine, if you like. You've got A and B. For this one, we are on A. A is more the central gubbins, as it were. It's a bit of a two-handed funny job until it gets tight, and then it's easy. So just gonna spin her up a little bit and get her pressed on. Okay, well, you see how easy that was? It was like a dream. There we go. I'll pop that off. The flaring tool, which is the tool used to actually, that's the one you use to push the rivets out, and then the other side, you can see it's got like a flaring bit. So pop that in there, spin that out a smidgen or two. So then so then again, you want this back part to be in the same position. But do you remember earlier when I told you about the A and the B? Well, now you want it on the B. Let's come down. Probably go a little bit more on that. That is looking beautiful, beautiful. It's compared to the other side, which we're going to do now. That's all looking good. Spin it over. Get that on there. That's a B. Repeat the process. There we go. All good, and you've still got a nice bit of flex in them, which is what you want. So let's bring it to a sort of baseline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll bring it to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I think we're getting there. Maybe let's try 2 more. Yeah. Nice bit of play. It will stretch because it is new. So you put the rag in there. If you put it between the chain and the sprocket. When you pull the wheel back, it actually pulls the wheel tight to the adjusters. It just means nothing's out of sync. Right, that's a nice click on the shoulder. But again, you don't, when you do the locking nut, you don't want it to wind itself in because it's going to take itself out of adjustment. Always give the back brake a pump. Job's a good one. I'll see you on the next one.